So I happened to be in London when the riots broke out, and being a sociologist and also being a little bit riot experienced as an observer, I went from Clapham Junction to Hackney to Brixton, Croydon and so on, just to observe what's happening. And I made some observations that I found quite interesting. I guess they are linked somehow. First of all, I saw that contrary to what the media showed us, gave us as a picture of the people in the third districts, like 2/3 of the people, of the inhabitants of Brixton, Croydon and so on, seemed to be against what was happening down on their streets and their shops and so on. So they strongly opposed looting and stealing and everything. But interestingly enough, they were lining up on the street, observing it, and they were booing and they were applauding the police when they finally came in. But they didn't stop the looters, although they were the clear majority. Whereas in East London, Turkish shop owners did the following. They just banded up, armed themselves, and pushed the looters back within no time. Like, you don't mess with us. And no Turkish shop was being looted. And I found it interesting because if you have ever watched the first of May riots, for example, in Istanbul, you clearly see that they have a whole different tradition and writing. Like, it's way more like they got this riot pattern. Everybody knows what to do. It's not organized chaos kind of, but everybody knows where to go when the police rushes towards you and so on. So I found that in democratic societies where you give up all the responsibility for what's happening in your neighborhood, and also like the Gewaltmonopol. Ich hab sogar das Wort für Gewalt auf Englisch vergessen, so demokratisch. Oh, right. Yeah. The violence monopoly. You give it up to the state. So you're being taught, like, from childhood, and if something happens, call the police, and they will sort it out. Yeah. Whereas in other cultures, you have to do it for yourself. And I found maybe there are also problematic indications for us in our society.
I think one of the, I don't know if it's the same here, but in England, the papers really make a big deal out of any story where somebody tried to intervene and then they got, there was backlash. So there was an example a little while ago where a father saw some teenagers doing something in the street, I can't remember exactly what it was, went out to go and tell them off and then was stabbed, essentially. And papers make a really big deal out of any case where somebody who intervenes ends up being injured. And I think that there is a general sense of fear across the UK that if you get involved and if you try and stop somebody from doing something, it'll end up coming back on you. And I would guess, obviously I haven't done a study of it or any kind of academic overview, but just as somebody who lives in London and somebody who lives in the UK, that would certainly be the reason why I might hold back and wait for the police to get there. But you're right that, it does seem strange when people are so clearly outnumbered why it would be possible for people to be able to take control.
So thank you very much, Anna.
Thank you.
And your applause, please.
Thank you.